Hello, future Canadians. Kyle Broda here with Integra Canadian Immigration Services. So this is a big question that comes up quite a bit, and that is, of course, whether or not you need an average score in your IELTS exam, or if you need a minimum score in each element of the exam. When I say minimum score in each element of the exam, what I mean is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Now I'll give you the quick answer right now. The quick answer is you need a minimum score in each element. So if you get a really high score in your speaking exam, but you get a low score in your reading, it doesn't mean that that evens out. We do need a minimum score in each element of the exam. All right, so that answers the question really quickly. If you want to stick around, we will discuss, of course, the broader picture of language exams as they relate to your upcoming immigration journey. So as a first step to your immigration journey to Canada, it's up to you now. You need to decide, are you ready to become Canadian? If you said yes, understand that there's a lot of work that goes into the immigration procedure. Now, our job as RCICs is to take a look at your profile and see if it matches with one of the nearly 100 Canadian immigration options. Now, in order for you to help us help you see if there are immigration options, we need you, and you need you, to get as high of a score in your IELTS exam as possible. This opens the doors to a lot of different immigration options. So when we think of language exams and the language exams that are used for Canadian immigration, well, you've got four. Now they're right here. There's IELTS. We talk about IELTS all the time because the vast majority of our clients use IELTS. There's also CELPIP. Now CELPIP is an English language exam, just like IELTS is an English language exam. The two exams are slightly different in that the IELTS is a more international English exam, and CELPIP is geared more towards Canadian pronunciation, Canadian use of English. However, CELPIP is not available in too many other countries in the world right now, so often our clients use IELTS. Now, if you are a French speaker, well, you have two options as well. You have the TEF and the TCF. Now, what does this mean for you in exploring your immigration options? Well, when we take a look at the CLB, now the CLB is the term used by the Canadian government for correlating, really, language exams into an easy-to-use number. So when you take a look online, you might see that the requirements of a certain program are CLB 7 or CLB 9. Well, what does this mean for you? Well, it means you need to get that score in each element of your language exam. So when I refer to the score, am I referring to the average score? So let's say you get a band 7.5 in the speaking portion of the IELTS, and you get a 7.5 in the listening, and then you get a band 7 in reading, band 7 in writing. So when I say band, I don't mean CLB, right? We need to correlate the band score with the CLB. So we said a band 7.5 in speaking, which would be a CLB 10. We said a band 7.5 in listening, which would be a CLB 8. And we said band 7 in reading, 7 in writing. Now the average score of that is a CLB 9, but are we looking at the average score for immigration? No. We are always really looking at the individual score of each element. So you'll see a lot of programs have a minimum requirement of a CLB 7. Now, really the minimum isn't really the minimum because you want to get as high of a score as possible because that opens up all those immigration options. However, if somebody has a CLB 7 in everything except for the writing, and writing is very common to score lower in, well, let's say the person has a CLB 6 in writing. that person is only missing a 0.5 in their band score, but they miss their opportunity to immigrate in a lot of cases. Now, likewise, if you are planning on coming here to Canada to study, well, for academic programs at universities, colleges, they often accept a variety of English exams. So it might not be only IELTS, only CELPIP. You might be able to take different exams. However, the score would be the same, and the idea is the same. Get as high of a score as possible, because that opens as many immigration options as possible. It also opens as many study options as possible. So for academic programs, some programs accept an average score. Some programs want a minimum score in each. So again, that idea of getting a minimum score, I guess, in everything, except for one little element, that can result in you not being able to reach your goal, really, of either immigrating or maybe joining an academic program in Canada. All right, so this was just a quick little video for you to help you correlate that idea of the importance of language exams. And of course, in knowing that each element of that exam is important in helping you reach your goal of becoming Canadian.